Well, Australia looks set to have a carbon tax within 18 months. The government has struck an agreement with the Greens and key independents on the general shape of the scheme. It would put a fixed price on carbon from the middle of next year, but Tony Abbott is vowing to lead a people's revolt every minute of every day. From Canberra, Chief Political Correspondent Mark Simpkin.
In Parliament, the temperature is definitely rising.
This latter day Lady Macbeth will be saying, out, out, foul spot, out, out, foul spot. But she said it, and she will be judged by it.
The earthquake-induced calm came to a screaming halt, with the opposition leader reminding the Prime Minister she ruled out a carbon tax before the election.
She ratted on Kevin Rudd, and now she's betrayed the Australian people. Shame on this Prime Minister.
A performance of hysteria. A performance of the ultimately hollow man.
I ask that an extension of time be given to the woman of no conviction.
Julia Gillard doesn't need the coalition's support for a carbon price. She's courting the Greens and independents and making progress. Their blueprint would impose a carbon tax from July next year. Within 3 to 5 years, it'll become an emissions trading scheme, although that could be delayed depending on international developments. Agriculture will be excluded from the scheme.
I do not believe that Australia needs to lead the world on climate change, but I also don't believe that we can afford to be left behind. That's why the time is right and the time is now.
We feel very happy to be here in a process which is moving forward for this nation's future.
It's happening because we have shared power in Australia. Majority governments would not have delivered this outcome.
It's not an outcome yet. The government wants emissions cuts of 5%, the Greens want 25%, although they are willing to negotiate. The parties haven't even started talking about the most contentious issues. What will the carbon price be, and how much compensation will be paid to industries and households?
It has price impacts. It's meant to. That's the whole point.
Tony Abbott reached out to one Labor leader.
Well, here I thought I was coming out to a quiet cigar and what happens now? We get a fucking unity ticket.
But there's no unity on a carbon tax.
We will fight this tax every second of every minute of every day of every week of every month. I think there will be a people's revolt against this carbon tax.
The battle lines are drawn. Mark Simpkin, Late Line.